big hello to all you out there who are history hungry, searching for small adventures on the big screen. This is City Explorer. My name's René. I'm from Germany. This is mostly a German channel, but I do some videos also in the English language for all you out there, so that you can take part in my adventures and excursions around in history. Today we're at the city of Cologne, and this is the most northern part of Cologne. We're here because a few minutes ago I was into a Belgian military encampment telling my German followers and friends what was going on there during the Cold War, and now I've changed my position somewhat more to the north, and I wanted to show you all a place with much of history, even if it doesn't look like this. This place here is now a nature reservation, but it's also allowed for dog owners to let their dogs run free and around here. And this is a little bit what annoys me, because this place has a sad history, a really sad history. Even if in its beginnings it was bright and wonderful for those who lived at that time, because the Prussian military once built a military installation nearby, which was at the end of World War I closed, as well as the area behind you. We'll just take a look inside later. And yes, after the closure, with the end of the Weimar Republic, the Nazis took over, the Wehrmacht, and some units of the Wehrmacht trained here their shooting practice. And during World War II, when for the leaders it came a bias that World War II would be lost for the Germans or for the Nazis, they changed it into something else, into a place for executioning people not wanted by the system. And those people were mostly soldiers. Soldiers who not agreed with their leaders, who said they wanted to participate in something, but not in a war against their own citizens and citizens of other former foreign countries. And even some of them had more bad luck. There's a story about one guy who went on holiday from the Eastern Front, and in his holidays he married and sent letters to his commander for his normal holiday, that he would be married, and every soldier had the right to make longer holidays for marriages and so on. But the letters never arrived, and when he returned to his unit, or tried to return to his unit, to his military installation, from that he would be shipped to the Eastern Front or brought to the Eastern Front some way, they told him he was a deserter, and he was shot the next day in a very, very young age. I think it was 23. The oldest soldier who was executed here behind me in those rows was 40. And yes, they all did not want to die. They all did not want to submit crimes, war crimes. And they all said it had no sense what they were doing at the Eastern Front, and wanted to end the war. and some of them even not wanted to participate in that war. They were drawn in the last years, they were older, and about 20 people who neglected to be in the German Wehrmacht were executed here in this rows behind me. After the war, when the Belgians took over the military installation, this site was decommissioned for a short time, then reactivated again for shooting practice, and it was shot in this direction from here over to a large brick wall with bullet traps and targets on it. Yes, that's the history. And after the Belgians moved around, this place fell back to a deserted state until a shooters club came on and said they wanted to own the property, bought the property or landed it, and yes, 5 or 6 years later, when they heard the stories about what was taking place here, they left it to the nature and built their own shooting range somewhat off from here. We are at the point where the walls are broken. And I think we can step up over there and watch into one of those walled, monstrous shooting range lanes. Why had somebody put up these walls? I can tell you. It is for the noise the shooting makes. If you shoot the large distance from there over there, this will produce a lot of noise and a lot of danger from the flying bullet. So you would be safe if you were outside, and also the noise was to go up and away from this place and away from houses nearby, farms, and people walking around like me. Well, and there were several of them. You can see this is the first lane. And this is the second lane over there, going over there. And they're really, really long, 100 meters or more. I will find that out in a minute for you. And yes, these walls exist for more than 100 years, and nature has taken them back completely. Till the end of the 1960s, there were the brick wall and some buildings close to this, and somebody had dug that up for making a way through it. But at the time when the Belgians leaving the town, it was decommissioned and given back to the city of Cologne, and they trashed up everything close to it. Here, this is another lane, I believe. Yeah, you can see the wall. Here's one, and here's the other one, which simply has eroded downhill, and so this lane had been filled up for some reason. Well, history kicks me a little bit in my butt, as I found something to show you, and I know exactly what it is. You can see this, 1, 2, 3. There's concrete bars lying here, lined up, and there are several more over there. And also here, 3 of them, and there 3 of them. Not much left of this place, but those, and I've never been at this place before, but I know exactly what it is. To this 3 bars, if you would scratch around here, fixtures will be made, and you would attach strings to them with the targets to flap them up or lower them, as any of the soldiers who trained here had to do several training stages on these targets, and at several distances. And this is not for the distance setting, 1 distance, 2 distance, 3 distances. No, this is just for having 3 targets in a row. 2 would be folded down, and if shot, the first at the back end would fall over. Then the second would be raised, would be shot, would fall over, and then this first would be raised, shot, and fall over back again. For having 3 shots at the same distance, and then the soldier would move to the other station where the distance would be 25 to 50 meters longer, and he simply would shoot at the other rows of targets, but he would be 25 meters back from the position where he started. So this is how these are made, and they are left here for eroding. What you can hear is the sound of a bath, large swimming pool for the citizens of the city, and this would have been here for all the time, even back into the 1950s, I believe. And when the Belgians trained here, they didn't know what happened here, and they shot on a wall that must have been somewhere here. I tried to find it, and if you were swimming over there, you could hear the shots fired at this wall. Behind the wall there would be a large pile of earth, so if anything would go through the wall, it would be catched up by the earth behind it, and so it was clear that nobody who was swimming over there could be hit. I've just climbed up in one turn, and this is definitely man-made, and also got concrete cornerings. Seems to be like one of those bars over there, and yeah, this would really fit into the picture I've got now, as this would have been the open rifle range with several targets to the right and to the left, to the back end, far away or close to the shooter, so that he not only had to adjust for the distance, but also for left and right shooting and up or down angled shooting. As I know from my very own shooting, I shoot an air rifle sometimes, and on my job I shoot normally when I'm back in the security business doing the security stuff. I shoot pistol or sometimes a long rifle on the range. And if I see this, I may hope I never have to shoot on somebody during my job. Wow. Folks, that's it. I think I'm through. Have seen it all. If not, I'll give you information, and this video goes on a little bit. If I don't find anything more like parts of this range, I'll be off back at the cutting table. Okay, bad weather conditions in Germany. Okay, I'm at the train station, relatively safe, but look, it's hailing. These are large ice splinters. I have to get away. Wow. German weather on the rocks. And it's loud as hell. You even can't see the end of the platform. And there we go. Have you seen that? Oh man.